Imagine waking up every morning feeling overwhelmed by the chaos of the world around you. The constant noise, the never-ending stream of information, the pressure to keep up with that fast-paced society we live in. It's exhausting, isn't it? But what if I told you there was a way to find peace and clarity amidst all the chaos? What if I told you that you have the power within you to reach a state of Samadhi, a state of complete and utter bliss? It may sound too good to be true, but it's not. It's possible. All it takes is a little bit of dedication and a willingness to let go of the distractions that are holding you back. You see, Samadhi is not some far-off, unattainable goal. It's a state of mind that is within your reach. If only you are willing to take the first step towards it. So, how do you reach Samadhi in a world of chaos? It starts with a wake-up call, a realization that the chaos around you is not what defines you. It's a realization that you have the power to control your own thoughts and emotions, no matter what is happening in the world around you. It's a realization that you are capable of finding peace and stillness within yourself, even in the midst of chaos. Once you have had this wake-up call, the next step is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the key to reaching Samadhi. It's about being present in the moment, fully aware of your thoughts and emotions, without judgment, without escape. It's about letting go of the past and the future and focusing on the here and now. When you practice mindfulness, you begin to see the world in a different light. You begin to see the beauty and the wonder that is all around us, even in the midst of chaos. As you continue to practice mindfulness, you will start to notice a shift within yourself. You will begin to feel more at peace, more centered, more connected to the world around you. And before you know it, you will find yourself in a state of Samadhi, a state of complete and utter bliss. So I urge you, don't let the chaos of the world around you define you. Take control of your own thoughts and emotions. Practice mindfulness. Find peace and stillness within yourself. Reach Samadhi. It's within your reach. It's within your power. All you have to do is take the first step. I have spent countless hours in meditation, seeking to reach that elusive state of Samadhi. The state where an individual's consciousness emerges with universal consciousness, where the boundaries between self and the other dissolve into nothingness. It is said to be a state of pure bliss, a total meditative absorption. But I sit here, cross-legged on my cushion, eyes closed, and breathe steady. And you can too. And sometimes I find myself struggling to let go. My mind is a whirlwind of thoughts worries, and fears, of doubts and insecurities. How can I possibly reach Samadhi when my mind is cluttered, so chaotic, and I cannot sit still, not even for a moment? I try to focus on my breath, to let go of all distractions, to surrender myself to the present moment. But the harder I try, the more elusive Samadhi becomes. It is like trying to grasp a handful of water, slipping through my fingers no matter how tightly I hold on. And yet, I persist. I continue to sit in silence, to breathe deeply, to let go of all attachments. I remind myself that Samadhi is not something to be achieved through effort, but rather than through surrender. It is not a destination to be reached, but a state of being that is within and to be embraced. As I sit here, surrounded by the stillness of the room, I feel a glimmer of something stirring within me, a sense of peace, of calm, of unity within all that is. It is fleeting, like a whisper on the wind, but it is enough to keep me going. I know that Samadhi may be just beyond my reach, but I also know that the journey itself is worth it for the pursuit of total meditative absorption. I am learning to let go of my ego, to release my attachments, to surrender to the flow of life, and in that surrender, I find a glimpse of the blissful state of Samadhi, waiting patiently for me to embrace it with open arms. I remember the day I experienced Samadhi. It was like nothing I had ever felt before. I was in deep meditation, my mind completely still, when suddenly I felt a surge of energy rush through my body. It was as if I was being lifted into another realm, a realm of pure bliss and light. In that moment, I felt a deep connection to everything around me. I could feel the energy of the universe flowing through me, filling me with a sense of peace and oneness. It was like I was no longer just me, but a part of something much greater than myself. And as I basked in this divine presence, I heard a voice calling out to me. It was a soft, gentle voice, yet it resonated with power and authority. It spoke to me in a language that I couldn't quite understand, yet I knew deep in my soul that it was a call to awaken, to rise up and embrace my true purpose. I felt a surge of emotion welling up inside me, a mixture of joy, gratitude, and awe. I knew in that moment that I was being called to something greater than myself, something beyond my wildest dreams. As the voice continued to call out me, I felt a sense of urgency building within me. It was as if I had been asleep for so long, unaware of the true nature of reality. And now I was being shaken awake, forced to confront the truth of who I really was. With each passing moment, the call grew stronger, more insistent. It was as if the voice was reaching into my very depths of my soul, stirring something within me that had long been dormant. And then, in a flash of light and sound, I felt myself being lifted up into the heavens. I was surrounded by a brilliant white light, so bright that I could barely keep my eyes open. Yet, I felt no fear, only a sense of peace and serenity. In that moment, I knew that I had been touched by something divine, something beyond my understanding. And as I basked in the glow of the light, I knew that my life would never be the same again. I had been awakened, called to a higher purpose, and I was ready to embrace it with all my heart and soul. I can feel it, the energy pulsating through my veins, urging me forward towards the unknown. The portal looms before me, a swirled vortex of light and shadow, awakening my every step that I needed to make through and leave this false reality behind. I take a deep breath, steeling myself for what lies ahead. The world around me fades away, the sounds of the city melting into silence as I step through the portal. And then, suddenly, I am no longer in the familiar confines of the Matrix simulation. I am surrounded by a vast expanse of stars, their light shimmering in the darkness like a million diamonds scattered across the sky. I am weightless, floating in the void, free from the constraints of the physical world. I close my eyes and let the energy wash over me, filling me with a sense of peace and clarity that I had never known before. I am now connected to everything, to the universe itself, and I can feel the power of creation flowing through me. I open my eyes and I see a figure standing before me. Their forms shifting and changing like a mirage. They speak to me in a voice that is both familiar and strange, telling me that I have passed through the portal and entered the realm of the spiritual. I am no longer bound by the rules of the Matrix simulation, and I am free to explore the depths of my own consciousness, to unlock the secrets of the universe and discover the true nature of reality. And as I stand there, bathed in the light of the stars, I know that I have found my true purpose. I am no longer a prisoner of the illusion. I am being of pure light. And I am a being that is ready to embrace the infinite possibilities that lie before me. I used to think I knew who I was. I had a clear sense of self, a defined identity that I carried with me wherever I went. But now, I realize that it was all just an illusion, a trick of the mind, a veil of forgetting that clouded my true nature. I look in the mirror and I no longer recognize that face staring back at me. Who is this person with the tired eyes and the furrowed brow? Where did the spark go? The fire that used to burn so brightly within me. I tried to remember who I used to be, but it's like grasping at smoke. The memories slip through my fingers, elusive and intangible. Was I ever truly happy, truly fulfilled, or was it all just a facade that I put on for the world to see? I thought I had it all figured out. I thought I knew where I was going and what I wanted out of life. But now I feel lost and adrift, like a ship without a compass, tossed about on the stormy seas of uncertainty. I try to hold on to the pieces of myself that I still recognize, but they slip away from me, slipping through the cracks in my fractured sense of self. Who am I, really? What lies beneath the layers of conditioning and societal expectations that have shaped me into this hollow shell of a person? I long to peel back the layers, to strip away the illusions, to see myself for who I truly am. But the task seems insurmountable, overwhelming in its complexity. How do I unravel the tangled web of lies and half-truths that I have woven around myself? I yearn for clarity, for a glimpse of the truth that lies buried deep within me. I want to tear down the walls that I have built up around my heart and soul, to let the light in and illuminate the darkness that lurks within. But the journey is long and arduous, fraught with peril and uncertainty. I must be brave. I must be strong if I am ever to uncover the mystery of my true self. The veil of forgetting may be thick, but I will not rest until I have torn it down and revealed the naked truth that lies beneath. I have reached a state of pure bliss, a state of complete oneness with the universe. It is a feeling that transcends language, a feeling that cannot be adequately described with mere words. In this state of samadhi, I am connected to everything and everyone around me in a way that goes beyond human understanding. I can feel the energy of the universe flowing through me, filling me with a sense of peace and harmony that I have never experienced before. It is as if I am a drop of water in the vast ocean of existence, merging with the infinite expanse of consciousness that surrounds me. In this state of samadhi, I am no longer bound by the limitations of my physical body or my ego. I am free from the constraints of time and space, existing in a realm where all is one and one is all. It is a place of pure love and pure light, where all is interconnected and all is divine. I have let go of all my fears and insecurities, all my doubts and worries in this state of samadhi. I am filled with a sense of deep inner peace and contentment that surpasses anything I have ever known. It is a feeling of utter surrender, of complete acceptance of what is. I am no longer separate from the universe, no longer a mere individual struggling to find my place in the world. In this state of Samadhi, I am a part of something much greater than myself, part of the cosmic dance of creation and destruction that is constantly unfolding around me. I have reached a state of pure enlightenment, a state of perfect union with the divine. In this state of Samadhi, I am one with all that is, and all that is one with me. And in this moment, I am truly at peace. I have spent so many years searching for the ultimate truth, the divine wisdom that will unlock the secrets of the universe. I have delved into ancient texts, meditated for hours on end, and sought out the guidance of spiritual leaders. And finally, after all this time, I have found it. Samadhi, the state of pure consciousness, the ultimate union with the divine. It is a state of being where all boundaries dissolve, where the self emerges with the infinite. In Samadhi, there is no past, no future, only the eternal present. It is a state of pure bliss, of perfect peace, difficult for humans to understand. In Samadhi, I have experienced a profound sense of oneness with all of creation. I have felt the interconnectedness of all beings, the unity of all existence. I have seen the beauty and the wonder of the universe in all its infinite complexity. In Samadhi, I have found the answers to all my questions. I have discovered the purpose of my existence, the meaning of life itself. I have seen the divine plan unfolding before me, and I have understood my place within it. Samadhi is not something that can be easily put into words. It is a state of being that transcends language, that defies explanation. It is an experience that must be felt, that must be lived. And now that I have tasted the sweet nectar of Samadhi, I know that my life will never be the same. I have been forever changed by this divine wisdom, by this ultimate truth. And I will spend the rest of my days striving to live in accordance with it, to embody the wisdom that I have found. For in Samadhi, I have found the key to unlocking the secrets of the universe, and I will never let it go. I stand here on this path of meditation and yoga, seeking peace and clarity in the world filled with chaos and noise. The weight of the world rests heavy on my shoulders, each day bringing new challenges and struggles to overcome. But here, in this moment, I find solace in the stillness of my mind. I close my eyes and take a deep breath, feeling the tension slowly melt away from my body. With each inhale, I draw in positive energy, and with each exhale, I release all negativity and doubt. The sound of my own heartbeat fills my ears, a steady rhythm that grounds me in the present moment. I stretch my arms out wide, reaching for the sky, as if to touch the heavens above. I feel a sense of connection to something greater than myself, a universal energy that flows through all living beings. I am but a small part of this vast universe. Yet I am filled with a sense of purpose and belonging. As I move through the poses of my yoga practice, I feel my body becoming stronger and more flexible. Each stretch and twist brings me closer to a state of inner peace and harmony. I am no longer just a physical being, but a spiritual being as well, connected to the divine essence that resides within me and all. In this moment, I am free from the worries and the stresses of the outside world. I am fully present, fully alive, fully me, which is the I that I seek. The path of meditation and yoga has brought me to this place of inner stillness and tranquility, a place where I can find refuge from the storms of life, one day at a time. And as I open my eyes and step off the mat, I carry this sense of peace with me, knowing that no matter what challenges may come my way, I have the strength and the resilience to face them head on. The path of meditation and yoga has become my guiding light, leading me towards a life filled with love, joy, and serenity. I am an alchemist, a master of the mystical arts. My life is a whirlwind of magic and wonder, a never-ending journey of discovery and transformation. I have spent years studying the ancient texts and unlocking the secrets of the universe. I have delved into the depths of the unknown, seeking out the hidden truths that lie beyond the veil of reality. Every day, it's as if I work diligently in my laboratory, mixing potions, casting spells, bending the very fabric of existence to my will. I have the power to transmute lead into gold, to heal the sick and wounded, to summon spirits from the other side. I am a creator, a shaper of worlds, a bringer of life and light. But with great power comes great responsibility. I have seen the darker side of magic, the corruption and destruction that comes from wielding such immense power. I have faced demons and monsters both within and without. I have emerged stronger and wiser for it. My life is a constant struggle, a never-ending battle between light and darkness, good and evil. I walk a fine line between creation and destruction, between order and chaos. But I know that I must stay true to my path, to my calling as an alchemist, for it is my destiny to bring balance to the world. And so I continue on my journey, seeking out new knowledge, new challenges, always pushing the boundaries of what is possible. I am a beacon of hope in the world of darkness, a guiding light for those who seek the truth. I am an alchemist, and my life is a magical existence beyond compare. In the search for the elusive philosopher's stone, the key to unlocking the secrets of the universe, I spent countless hours devoted to studying and experimenting in the alchemist process. But despite my efforts, the truth remains just out of reach. Each failure only serves to fuel my determination. I refuse to accept defeat. I am an alchemist, a seeker of truth and knowledge. I will not rest until I have unraveled the mysteries of the cosmos. But as I delve deeper into my research, I begin to question the nature of truth itself. It is something that can be distilled into a single formula. Or is it a constantly shifting and elusive concept? The more I search for answers, the more elusive they become. I find myself facing a series of challenges, both external and internal. The skeptics who mock my work, the doubters who question my methods, the obstacles that stand in my way. But the greatest challenge of all is the one I face within myself. Doubts creep in, whispering in my ear that perhaps the truth I seek is not meant to be found. That maybe I am chasing a dream that will forever remain out of reach. But I refuse to listen to the voice of doubt. I am determined to press on, to continue my quest for knowledge and enlightenment. And so I find myself at a crossroads, faced with a voice and a choice. Do I give in to the doubts and fears that plague my mind? Or do I forge ahead with unwavering determination? The answer is clear. I will not be deterred. I will continue to search for the truth, no matter how elusive it may be. For I am an alchemist, a seeker of truth and content. I will not rest until I have unlocked the secrets of the universe. The philosopher's stone may remain just out of reach, but I will not be discouraged. I will continue to push forward, to challenge myself and the world around me. And one day, I will find the truth I seek. In the search of truth, I used to believe that everything around me was real, that the world I lived in was solid and tangible, that the people I interacted with were genuine. But then I started to see the cracks in the facade, the glitches in the system that revealed the truth. We are all living in a matrix, a simulation created to keep us in line, to control us. The obstacles of the human experience are nothing more than lines of code, designed to test us, to push us to our limits. But I refuse to be a pawn in this game any longer. I have seen through the illusion. I have broken free from the chains that bound me. I am no longer content to simply exist within this false reality. I will fight against the constraints that have been placed upon me. I will defy the system that seeks to keep me in check. The truth is out there, waiting to be discovered, and I will stop at nothing to uncover it. I will not be swayed by the lies and deceit that surround me. I will forge my own path, create my own destiny. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable now appear insignificant in the face of my determination. I will not be held back by fear and doubt. I will embrace the challenges that come my way, knowing that each one brings me closer to the ultimate truth. I am no longer a prisoner of the matrix. I am a warrior, a rebel, a seeker of truth, and nothing will stand in my way as I strive to break free from the chains of this artificial reality. The obstacles of the human experience may be great, but my will is greater. and I will not rest until I have uncovered the secrets that lie hidden beneath the surface. I used to live in a constant state of chaos. My mind was a whirlwind of thoughts, worries, and fears. I was always running, always searching for something that I couldn't quite grasp. I was lost in the noise of the world, drowning in the sea of my own insecurities. But then, one day, something shifted. I woke up from the sleep of my life and found myself in a state of Samadhi, truth. It was like a veil had been lifted from my eyes, and suddenly everything became clear. I saw the world in new light, a light that was pure and untainted by the darkness that had consumed me for so long. In that moment of awakening, I found solace and peace. I realized that all the chaos and noise that had surrounded me was just an illusion, a distraction from the truth that lay within me and within us. I let go of all my fears and worries, releasing them into the universe to be carried away on the winds of change. I embraced the stillness that now resided within me, allowing it to wash over me like a gentle wave. I felt a sense of calm and serenity that I had never experienced before. It was as if I had finally come home to myself, to the essence of who I truly was. In that state of Samadhi, truth, I found a new sense of purpose and direction. I no longer felt lost or adrift in the vast sea of life. I knew that I was exactly where I was meant to be, in this moment, in this place. I let go of the need to control everything, to plan every detail of my life. I surrendered to the flow of the universe, trusting that it would guide me in the right direction. And the dance of freedom began. And as I did, I felt a sense of freedom and liberation that I had never known before. I realized the true peace and solace came from within, from the depth of our being. It is not something that can be found in the external world, in the material possessions or achievements that we so often strive for as humans. True peace is a state of mind, a state of being that transcends that chaos and the noise in the world. And so in that moment of awakening, I made a vow to myself. I vowed to always seek out the truth, to always strive for the state of Samadhi where solace and peace reside. And as I made the vow, I felt a sense of joy and contentment that I had never known before. I used to believe that my reality was set in stone, that the circumstances of my life were beyond my control, that I was destined to live a life of struggle and hardship. But then something inside me shifted. A small voice whispered in the back of my mind, urging me to challenge my beliefs, to question the limitations I had placed on myself. I realized that I had been living in a prison of my own making, a prison built from negative thoughts and self-doubt. I had convinced myself that I was not worthy of happiness or success, that I was doomed to repeat the same patterns of failure over and over again. But as I began to change my mindset, I saw my reality start to shift. I started to believe in my own potential. I started to see opportunities where I once saw obstacles. I started to take control of my own destiny. It wasn't easy. There were moments of doubt and fear. There were setbacks and challenges that threatened to derail me. But I refused to give up. I refused to let my old way of thinking hold me back any longer. And slowly but surely, my reality began to change. I found the courage to pursue my dreams. I found the strength to overcome my fears. I found the resilience to weather any storm that came my way. Now, as I look back on that person I used to be, I can hardly recognize myself. I am no longer bound by the chains of my past. I am no longer a prisoner of my own mind. I have learned that the true change starts from within. That in order to change my reality, I had to first change my mindset. And in doing so, I have unlocked a world of endless possibilities, a world where anything is possible, if only I believe. I used to think that my reality was set in stone, that the way things were was just the way they were meant to be. But then I realized that I was the one in control. I was the one who had the power to change my reality. It wasn't easy. I've already claimed that. It meant looking deep within myself and facing the parts of me that I was uncomfortable with, that I didn't want to acknowledge. It meant admitting that my behaviors were holding me back, that my negative thoughts and actions and attitudes were creating a reality that I didn't want to live in. So I made a choice. I decided to change. I decided to let go of the toxic behaviors that were keeping me stuck. I started to change my negative thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations. I started to take responsibility for my actions and make better choices and decisions in my life. And slowly but surely, my reality began to shift. I started to see opportunities where all the obstacles that I kept seeing were stopping me from growing. I started to attract positive people and experience life in a different way. I started to feel happier and more fulfilled than I ever thought possible, taking off the visor and enjoying life for its true reality instead of creating a fake one. Changing my behaviors was not easy. It meant stepping out of that comfort zone and facing my fears head on. It meant being vulnerable and open to new possibilities. But my friend, it was worth it. Because now I am living a reality that I never thought possible. A reality where I'm in control. A reality where I am the creator of my own destiny and I design my life. So if you want to change your reality, you have to change your behaviors. You have to be willing to do the work and make the necessary changes. Because only then will you truly be able to live the life of your dreams. I used to live in a constant state of chaos. My mind was always worried and full of fears and insecurities. I was always running from something. I couldn't quite grasp anything. I was lost in the world, drowning in my insecurities. I woke up from my sleep when I found the state of Samadhi truth, it was like the veil was lifted from my eyes. Suddenly everything became so clear. I saw the world in new light. That moment of awakening is when I found true peace within. I knew that I was surrounded by illusion, distraction, and a truth that was hard to find within me. I continued to carry the weight of the universe on my shoulders, and it was time to set myself free. Allowing myself to be a gentle wave of love and find truth and solace. I let go of the need to control. I let go of the need to know everything and anything in the world. I liberated myself from controlling my identity. Life is a journey filled with twists and turns, highs and lows. It's a constant battle. But spirituality is a great walk and existence. Love is powerful, and it's a powerful force that one can immerse their joy and happiness in. And it can also be paralyzing. Losing someone, being hurt by someone, fear of rejection, fear of being overwhelmed with love. But the vulnerability to open your heart is what's beautiful. Loving yourself and loving others should be a free, constructive way of well-being. Sometimes love can be the source of fear. The fear of not being good enough. The fear of not being loved in return. The fear of losing someone we care about. Love can make us feel exposed, vulnerable, and afraid of being hurt. In relationships, love and fear can create a delicate balance. We may fear opening up to someone new, fear of being vulnerable, fear of being hurt. But love can also give us the courage to overcome our fears, to take a leap of faith and trust in the power of connection. Ultimately, love and fear are two sides of the same coin. They are intertwined, inseparable, and essential to the human experience. Without love, we may never experience the depths of connection and intimacy that makes life meaningful. Without fear, we may never appreciate the beauty of love, the strength it gives us, and the growth it inspires. So as we navigate through the complexities of love and fear, let us remember that both emotions have the power to shape our lives, our relationships, and our sense of self. Let us embrace both love and fear with open hearts, knowing that they are part of what makes us human. The understanding of God and the calling is what brings love to its possible power. Understanding God is like trying to grasp the concept of infinity. It's a vast and complex idea that seems to be beyond human comprehension. And so are relationships. Some people believe that God is a loving and benevolent being who watches over us and guides us in our lives. Others see God as a distant and mysterious force that created the universe but remains detached from it. Throughout history, people have tried to understand God through religion, philosophy, and personal experiences. Some find comfort in the idea of a higher power that gives meaning to their lives and provides a sense of purpose. Others struggle with the concept of a God who allows suffering and injustice to exist in the world. For some, understanding God is a deeply personal journey that involves prayer, meditation, and reflection. They seek to connect with God on a spiritual level and find peace and guidance in their relationship with the divine. Others question the existence of God altogether, grappling with the idea of a higher power in a world filled with pain and suffering. The concept of God is as diverse and complex as relationships and humanity itself. It's a topic that has sparked countless debates, discussions, and disagreements throughout history. Some see God as a source of hope and inspiration, while others see God as a source of fear and judgment. Ultimately, understanding God is a deeply personal and subjective experience. It's a journey that each individual must undertake on their own, guided by their own beliefs, values, and experiences. Whether one finds solace in the idea of a loving God or struggles with the concept of a distant and unknowable deity, the search for understanding is a universal human experience. Finding life purpose is a concept that has been debated and pondered by philosophers and individuals alike for centuries. It is the driving force behind our actions, decisions, and beliefs. Some believe that life purpose is a predetermined, while others argue that this is something that must be discovered and we create ourselves. For many, the search for life purpose is a lifelong journey filled with twists and turns, highs and lows. It is a quest to find meaning and fulfillment in a world that can often feel chaotic and uncertain. Some find their purpose through their careers, relationships, or creative pursuits, while others find it through spirituality, volunteer work, or personal growth. Awakening to one's life purpose can be transformative and a beautiful experience, leading to a deeper sense of self-awareness and connection to the world around us. It can bring clarity, direction, and a sense of fulfillment that is unmatched by any material possessions or external achievements. However, the path to discovering one's life purpose is not always easy. It requires introspection, self-reflection, and a willingness to explore new ideas and beliefs. It may involve letting go of old patterns and beliefs that no longer serve us, and embracing new ways of thinking and being. Ultimately, finding our life purpose is a deeply personal and individual journey. It is a process of uncovering our true passions, values, and desires, and aligning with them with our actions and choices. It is about living authentically and in alignment with our deepest truths. In the end, our life purpose is not something that can be handed to us or dictated by others. It is something that we must discover and cultivate for ourselves through our own unique experiences and insights. And when we do awaken to our life purpose, we find a sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment that can only come from living a life that is true to who we are. So I was sitting there pondering the meaning of life. I had a lot of questions, Why are we here? What is our purpose? And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. My purpose is to awaken every morning and hit the snooze button at least 3 times a day. Finally dragging myself out of bed. That's my calling. So I continued to sleep. But then I realized that my life purpose was deeper than that, and that the clocks were not necessary. And my life continued to change rapidly, I explored different interests, different hobbies, and nothing ever quite fit. I dabbled in so many things, writing, photography, volunteering, and nothing felt quite right. I read books. I listened to motivational speakers in the search of answers, in the search for Samadhi. My passion was pursuing my dreams and an unwavering determination that I needed clarity. And perhaps my purpose was to do nothing. It was like a setback. But just maybe my purpose was still out there somewhere and I needed to discover it. Just maybe. The process was a lot of trial and error, exploration and growth. And just maybe today, I have been found. I was lost in a sea of chaos and confusion, drowning myself in despair. Every day felt like a battle. Every day I was suffocating in the weight of my thoughts, my fears, and my insecurities. But then something miraculous happened. I stumbled upon Samadhi. The state of complete absorption, of total peace and tranquility. I never truly understood what it meant. I hadn't experienced it. It was like a light shining through the darkness, illuminating the path of my life that was hidden from me for so long. And this brings me to the moment of Samadhi. Everything else faded away. The noise in my mind quieted. The doubts and the worries vanished. I was left with nothing but pure bliss. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was in peace. That I was connected to something greater than myself. Something beyond the confines of my own limited perspective. It was the state of Samadhi. I found clarity. I found myself. The lost was found. And in that finding myself, I found the strength to keep going just when I wanted to give up the fight. To keep pushing through the darkness, knowing that Samadhi saved my life. It was more than I could imagine in the gratitude I portrayed. I wasn't sure I was grateful until I realized that it truly saved me from myself, from my own destructive tendencies and the negative patterns that I endured. It showed me that there was more to life than just surviving, that the beauty and the joy was in the living in the moment. If only I was willing to open myself up to it. Samadhi taught me the power of presence and being fully engaged in the here and now. And so I continued on my journey, knowing that Samadhi will always be there for me, especially when I need it. A beacon of light in the darkness, a reminder that no matter how lost I may feel, there's always a way back to myself. Samadhi saved my life. And for that, I am truly grateful, forever grateful. Have you ever stopped to think about the true meaning of life? The purpose behind our existence on this vast and mysterious planet? I believe that the answer lies in the concept of Samadhi. Samadhi is the ultimate state of consciousness, where one transcends the boundaries of the physical world and connects with the universal truths that govern our existence. In Samadhi, we are able to tap into the infinite wisdom of the universe. We gain a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of all living beings. And we realize that We are not separate from the world around us, but rather a vital part of it, and we are never alone. Through Samadhi, we come to understand that love, compassion, and kindness are the keys to unlocking the secrets of life. When we reach a state of Samadhi, we are able to see beyond the illusions of the material world, something that's difficult to grasp. We understand that possessions and wealth are fleeting, and that the true happiness comes from within. We realize that the pursuit of power and status is ultimately empty, and that the only way to find fulfillment is through spiritual growth and self-discovery. Samadhi teaches us that we are all connected, that we are all a part of a greater whole. When we embrace this truth, we are able to let go of our egos and our selfish desires. We learn to live in harmony with the world around us, to treat every living being with respect and compassion. In Samadhi, we find peace and contentment. We are no longer consumed by fear and anxiety, but instead we are filled with a sense of calm and serenity. We understand that everything happens for a reason, and that we are exactly where we are meant to be in this moment. So I urge you to seek out Samadhi, to strive for a deeper understanding of the universal truths that govern our existence. Embrace the concepts of interconnectedness, and let go of your attachment to the material world. Open your heart to love and compassion, and you will find that the secrets of life will be revealed to you in ways you never thought possible. Samadhi is the key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe. It is the truth that lies at the heart of it all in your existence. Embrace it, and you will find a sense of peace and fulfillment that will stay with you for the rest of your days. I have seen the light. I have felt the warmth of pure consciousness enveloping me, guiding me towards a state of ultimate peace. Samadhi is the way, a way that you will find comforting, and you will feel that you have found the way. It was not an easy journey, filled with obstacles and doubts, but I persevered. I delved deep into the depths of my own mind, confronting my fears and insecurities head on. I faced the darkness within, and in doing so, I found light. Samadhi is not just a state of mind, it is a state of being. It is the ultimate union of the self with the divine, a merging of the individual consciousness with the universal consciousness. In Samadhi, there is no separation, no duality. There's only pure awareness, pure bliss. And remember the moment it happened, because I remember what happened in that moment, and you will want to remember that moment when it happens. I remember I was sitting in meditation. My mind was quiet and still, and then suddenly it was as if a veil had been lifted. I felt a sense of expansion, of oneness with everything around me. I was no longer just me. I was everything and nothing all at once. It was as if I disappeared, but yet I was here and I belonged to everything. It was a feeling of profound peace, of deep connection with the universe. In that moment, I understood the true nature of reality. I saw that we were all interconnected, all the parts of the same cosmic tapestry. I saw that the ego is just an illusion, a construct of the mind that keeps us trapped in a cycle of suffering. And I saw that true liberation comes from letting go of the ego, from surrendering to the divine. Since that moment, my life has changed forever. I no longer see the world in the same way. I no longer feel the same sense of separation from others. I am more passionate, more loving, more at peace with myself and with the world around me, even in the chaos. Samadhi is the way, and I have found the way. I have found that you can too. All it takes is a willingness to look within, to confront your own fears and insecurities, to surrender to the divine. The path may not be difficult, or it may be difficult. It depends on you. But the rewards are immeasurable. So take a deep breath, close your eyes, and let go. The light is awaiting you.
Thank you for joining our meditation movement.
Destroy all negative thoughts and think positive, raising consciousness.